What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got some more NBA news to talk about with you guys. This time actually revolving around some Damian Lillard and New York Knicks and Los Angeles Lakers news, with it currently being reported that if Damian Lillard ever asks for a trade, it's believed that the Knicks or the Lakers would be his top choices per Mark Berman. Now, I'm just going to get this straight out the way. I don't think Damian Lillard is going to be requesting a trade anytime soon. He's even come out and said the rumors are, fake, that there's no really anything kind of spread to it and all of this type of stuff of him, potentially requesting a trade. But obviously, the rumors of the Lakers and Knicks still being the front runners, I do think make quite a bit of sense if he was to ever request a trade. But, as I just said, I don't think Damian Lillard is going to be requesting a trade for quite a while. For example, I definitely believe he's going to be there this offseason. I believe he will carry on and play throughout the next season with the Portland Trailblazers and, kind of see how they go. Because he definitely wants to win a championship with Portland. He's kind of stated that it's his biggest challenge in his career so far. So I think, that's going to be extremely interesting to see what Damian Lillard can potentially do when it obviously does come to that. But, when it does come to the Lakers and the New York Knicks, I'm going to start off with the Lakers first. What do the Lakers even have to trade for Damian Lillard? If they were going to trade for Damian Lillard, I feel like they would definitely have to trade Danny Green's contract, because obviously, if they kept Danny Green and Damian Lillard, they're definitely going to be quite a bit over the cap. And I mean, Damian Lillard's going to be going on I believe a $40 to $50 million contract very soon. So, again, I do think that it's going to have to be like Danny Green or something like that, just to make the contracts all make sense. But the Lakers already traded so many first-round picks. I believe that they will not have, at least 2 to 3 first-round picks in the future, just because of the Anthony Davis trade. So, they really don't have any picks at all. And I would assume if the Blazers are looking to trade Damian Lillard, that's pretty much saying we don't really want to contend anymore. We want to start a rebuild and see how we can go from there. So, if they get, Danny Green, Kyle Kuzma, maybe KCP, and 2 to 3 first-round picks, well, I definitely don't think that's going to get the job done, because Danny Green is, he's a veteran player that wants to be contending right now. Kyle Kuzma is very inconsistent. KCP is a very, very good role player. A lot of teams would love to have KCP on the team. But then those 3 first-round picks or 2, first-round picks, they're going to be pretty much, late. Even if the Lakers will eventually, start to go a little bit down. In 4 years or whatever, when those picks start to come in play, who knows if LeBron's going to still be there or not. He could be at a different team, or he could be potentially retired. Anthony Davis, I do expect to probably be there if LeBron, he's going to sign, he's probably going to re-sign a big contract in this offseason. So again, I'm not exactly too sure if he will still be there though. But Damian Lillard's contract will still go on to that point as well. There's a very high, likely chance that the lowest those picks could ever be is pick 15, and that's being generous. They're probably going to be around pick 25 or something like that, which I would imagine the Lakers would still be contending by then if they, had a big 3 of Damian Lillard, LeBron, and Anthony Davis. So, again, I think this is very, very interesting news. I just don't see a way where the Lakers would be able to get this deal done. And if he requested a trade to the Lakers, it's not like the Portland Trailblazers immediately have to trade him there. They could look at other options, just to get him off the team. For example, the other option that's reportedly being pushed here is actually the New York Knicks. Now, I definitely think the Knicks have a lot of trade assets to potentially go after him, but I think the more reasonable option for them to potentially do is the option that most people know right now is what they're planning on doing in this offseason. For those of you who didn't know, there's currently a lot of reports coming out that they are going to be drafting LaMelo Ball, and that's whether or not they win the lottery or not. The rumor has it if they win the lottery, let's just say they get 1, 2, or 3, they're going to be drafting LaMelo Ball. If they don't get in the top 3 and they have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever it's going to be, then the rumor has it they're actually going to try and trade up to get LaMelo Ball anyway. So obviously, yeah, LaMelo Ball, you'd think, okay, he's going to be their future point guard, but they also have another option that is going to be in the back of their mind, which I think is actually a very good option in my opinion, and that's trading for Chris Paul to partner up with LaMelo Ball. So the rumor has it what they would do is, because they barely have any veterans ever come to the team, they barely have any max players or anything like that, and now that they've seen what Chris Paul can do with OKC, he's literally taken them to the playoffs, there's a very, very big rumor going around that the New York Knicks will actually trade for Chris Paul to partner him up with LaMelo Ball. So what would happen is, when it comes to offense, Chris Paul would play more of that off-guard type of role, like what he's been doing at OKC when, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Dennis Schroeder decide to isolate with the ball or, play the point guard predominant role. And obviously what he did with James Harden, when James Harden would, kind of take the ball up the court and Chris Paul would play that off-ball. But then when it came to, defense, then LaMelo Ball would guard the shooting guard position and Chris Paul would guard the point guard position. So I think that makes a lot of sense in my opinion. That's definitely something they should obviously be doing. But now, if Damian Lillard, again, I don't think they're going to be able to get Damian Lillard for like a year or so. So I definitely think Chris Paul is going to be maybe even a year to two. I definitely think Chris Paul is going to be the very safe option to try and just go and trade for, because I don't think Damian Lillard's going to be requesting a trade anytime soon from the Portland Trail Blazers. But the real big interesting thing right here is that the Knicks actually do have a lot of trade assets that I definitely think the Trailblazers would actually be interested in. For example, the Knicks will have a top 10 pick this year. I believe it's going to be, let's just say they finish where they are on the standings right now. I believe that will actually be a pick, that will be, the 6th pick in the draft. So let's say they go in, they take in the pick, pick number 6. They also have a couple of other trade assets, like they've got, pick 6, multiple first-round picks in the future. They've got Julius Randle, they've got Mitch Robinson, they've got Kevin Knox, they've got Frank Ntilikina, they've got Dennis Smith Jr. Again, a lot of those players, some of those young players are very unproven. But I mean, if you're the Portland Trailblazers, they've literally got no bench right now. They've got like no bench at all. And you're going to be losing Damian Lillard, who's going to be he's a 30 to 40 minute per night type of player. If you lose Damian Lillard, Carmelo Anthony's not going to want to re-sign, and Nurkic and McCollum might, request trades as well. Then you're going to have literally multiple minutes to try and fill up. Then you can bring in, players like Kevin Knox, Dennis Smith Jr. Obviously, Smith Jr. is still only 22 years of age. They could literally play him at point guard and see if he can develop as an actual starter for the first time in pretty much his career, getting high-profile minutes. And yeah, Mitch Robinson, who's 22 years of age, who's a pretty good defensive center, they could definitely bring in as well. And yeah, again, Kevin Knox, who has been starved of opportunities. He hasn't exactly done that much, been very inconsistent. He's only 20 years of age. They could definitely try and bring him in too, which I think would be a very interesting thing to kind of go over. So I definitely think, the New York Knicks should 100% be the front runner. They have the most trade assets out of all of these teams. But again, I just don't necessarily know if Damian Lillard makes the most amount of sense for the New York Knicks, as they're going to have to wait around 2 years. And I definitely think that these young players, they need a veteran leader. They need, some help. And I think Chris Paul is that type of player. If you can partner Chris Paul up with all these young players, they'll finally get a point guard that actually knows how to, do really everything that most point guards should be able to do. I mean, Chris Paul can do everything. He's a great defender. He's a great playmaker. He can, hit the mid-range really nice. He's a bit inconsistent on the three-point line sometimes, but again, he's relatively decent at everything. So, again, I think it would be an awesome idea for them to go out and get Chris Paul and partner him up with like LaMelo Ball, RJ Barrett, and a couple other players here and there, maybe like Julius Randle or Mitch Robinson if they don't trade Julius Randle to OKC for Chris Paul, which I highly expect they're probably going to do. But again, I think that's a very, very interesting decision by the New York Knicks, and one they should definitely be making. While, yeah, I just, everyone's always saying, well, Damian Lillard, what's the point of him being on the Trailblazers right now? He should request a trade. Well, the issue is, what teams are going to actually be able to trade for Damian Lillard? There's literally, like, no teams in the league that I think that are going to be able to. Like, let's look at the best teams right now in the West. You got the Lakers. They won't have enough cap or assets, most likely. The Clippers won't have enough cap. The Denver Nuggets, they've already got a point guard in Jamal Murray. The Utah Jazz, look, they could be an option. Like, I mean, they definitely need a point guard, so that would make, a lot of sense when it does come to that. Then you look over to the East, you've got Milwaukee. They've already got Eric Bledsoe. They could look to do a trade right there and, partner him up with Giannis. But again, Giannis is on a, short. You don't really know if he's going to be able to stay for the most part. You got the Toronto Raptors, who already have Kyle Lowry and Fred VanVleet. The Boston Celtics already have Kemba Walker. You got the Miami Heat, who I definitely think are, they're probably the biggest team in the NBA right now that could obviously trade for him and partner him up with Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo. So I think that could definitely be an interesting one. But yeah, for the most part, I think that Damian Lillard is going to be a trailblazer for at least another year, unless he decides to do some big shock in free agency and request a trade, which again, who knows, he could potentially do it. But I think he's been pretty firm on saying that he would like to remain a trailblazer, so I don't think he's going to be leaving anytime soon. So I think Portland fans are going to be pretty happy with that one. But anyway, I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for the latest NBA news and NBA content. Definitely don't forget to comment in the comment section down below. What are your thoughts and opinions on this? Do you guys think Damian Lillard should request a trade to the New York Knicks or the Los Angeles Lakers? Again, I definitely would really like to know your thoughts and opinions on this all down below. But also, don't forget to subscribe to my gaming channel and my IRL/vlogging channels. Links for them will all be in the description down below. Definitely go check out my podcast as well if you haven't already, where I talk about all the latest NBA news and NBA content. Definitely go check them out. Links for them will all be in the description down below. But as I was saying, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.